News. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs women. Press conferences. Covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. So I'm now in Tynecastle Park with the Hearts legend Gary Locke. Gary, you've played here, you've managed here. You've also been the assistant manager here when Spurs last came here. How are you? Thanks for joining me, and what are you expecting tonight?
Aye, all good. Looking forward to the game. Looking forward to seeing the players that both teams have got on show. We've had a good sort of summer transfer window. Got a few new players in, so looking forward to seeing them. And then obviously looking forward to seeing a lot of the quality that Spurs will have. And obviously they're younger players as well. It's always nice watching them because Ange might give us a couple of them on loan maybe. So really looking forward to the game. The conditions are fantastic, weather's great. It should be a cracking game.
You were just telling me a great story of when Spurs last come here in 2011. Talk me through that.
I was hoping you wouldn't mention that, but obviously we played Tottenham here in Europe. Great night for the club. Unfortunately on the night, Spurs were just too good for us. Had some fantastic players like Modric, Van der Vaart, Gareth Bale, and I remember we had a corner. 10 seconds later we were 4-0 down. Gareth Bale just put the ball, strided forward as he does and wrapped one in the top corner. So it was a great learning curve for us, and just showed you how far we had to go at that time to try and get close to Spurs. But we gave a better account of ourselves at White Hart Lane, which was good. But again, it's great nights for the club and a great learning experience for the players.
That could happen tonight with Heung-min Son. What do you make of him?
Yeah, well, I love watching him. I think he's one of the best players in the world, if I'm being honest. He's certainly, you'll know better than me, but watching Tottenham in the Premier League, he's always for me one of Tottenham's best players. I think Maddison will play, so he's obviously been up here before with Aberdeen. So as I say, I always like watching good quality players, and our fans will turn out in huge numbers tonight because they'll be the same. And obviously we've made some fantastic signings ourselves, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the boys as well.
Gary, the pitch looks absolutely fantastic, and the stadium here. Your favourite memories of this stadium?
I've got loads.
That's great.
A lot of great footballing memories. Obviously making my debut here, and then playing in the Edinburgh Derby here, playing a lot of big games, Rangers, Celtic. Fantastic place to play, and a lot of people will tell you, this is one of the most sort of iconic stadiums in Scotland. Has probably the best atmosphere in Scotland. And obviously I've been very lucky. I've been involved in 2 cup wins, so when you come back here with the trophy and that, they were monumental days as well. So I've got loads of great memories here, a few bad ones as well, but we'll not talk about them. And as I say, it's a great place to play, and I'm sure the Tottenham fans will enjoy coming here.
Gary, also wanted to ask you about Ange Postecoglou. What have you made of the job that he's done at Celtic and at Spurs? Were you surprised when he was appointed Spurs boss?
No, I wasn't as surprised as everybody else. He done a brilliant job at Celtic. Had Celtic playing probably the best football that they've played for a number of years. And for me, he comes across as a fantastic guy first and foremost, but he comes across as a really good manager as well. And obviously what he did with Tottenham last year, for the outside looking in, I thought he did a fantastic job. I think he's seen the response of the Tottenham fans when he was appointed. I think a lot of them were probably, jury's out, we're getting a manager for Celtic, but I think they maybe didn't look at the Scottish game as being the most, the best league in obviously Europe. But I think he's went down there, stamped his authority on the team. I think you can see the fruits of what he's trying to do, and I'm pretty sure they'll only get better this season.
Tonight, what are you expecting, and who should the Spurs fans look out for in the Hearts team?
Well, I'm expecting a typical pre-season game. A lot of the lads, so some supporters look at pre-season games, and I think they look into pre-season games too much. Pre-season for me, it's about getting through it, not being injured. It's about getting through the 90 minutes of the games. I'd probably speak for every footballer and say that they're not going to go hell-bent on smashing into tackles and that tonight. They'll leave that for the opening league game. But boys are trying to find their feet, trying to find their fitness, get their touch right and all that type of stuff. So you'll see a lot of that tonight. You'll probably see a couple of mistakes as well. And the Tottenham fans that are coming here, we've signed Jan Dander for Ross County, who looks a fantastic player. We've got players that have been here a couple of years. Big Frankie Kent really does great for us at centre half. So there's a lot of quality on show tonight, and as I say, it'll be a fantastic game.
With Rangers and Celtic, Hearts of course finished third in the table last season. How do you close that gap with those two?
It was very difficult because there's a big gap financially,
Yeah.
and you know, finances are a huge thing in football. You know, the more money you've got, the better players you can buy. But we're getting closer. You know, we've got a great management team here, and we've made a lot of good signings. And we had a great second half of last season. I think if you look at the points that we picked up, we weren't a million miles away from the Old Firm. It's always going to be difficult. There's no doubt about that. But if we can, you know, bed all the new boys in, get some of the boys that have been away on international duty back, I think that it bodes well for a really good season for us.
Gary, lastly, of course, you are club ambassador now. You've done everything here at the club. What's been your favourite role, and what's your day-to-day role? What do you do here now?
Well, my favourite role was when I was playing.
Yeah.
Any player will tell you that you can't beat going out there on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever day you play these days. But you can't beat running out of a full stadium.
Mm-hmm.
My role now as ambassador is obviously to promote the club in a good light, try and bring in as much sort of sponsorship and as money as you can.
Yeah.
Get a lot of ex-players in that involved as well, and do a wee bit with the first team lads in terms of, you know, if they're out visiting hospitals, all that type of stuff. So it's a mixture of roles, but it's a role that probably suits me best, to be fair.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, when you're sitting in the stand, you didn't get too much stick, you know, because you're not in the park anymore. So I enjoy that side of things. I think take my hat off to all the managers now, because the amount of scrutiny on them is incredible, and I had a taste of that. And I certainly didn't miss that. So I'll sit here tonight, I'll enjoy watching the game, and as I say, I'll see the boys after it.
Can I ask you for a score prediction?
Well,
Not that it really matters,
I believe
does it?
it doesn't. Pre-season games, I say, it is nice to win them. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. You want to go into the season with a bit of momentum. For me, it's not the end of the world, but I think it'll be a really tight game, and I'll go for us to edge at 2-1.
Okay. Well, pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much.
And you.
And best of luck for next season.
Right, good luck to Spurs as well.
Thank you very much, Gary. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's quite David Dickinson, that.
Ladies and
yeah,
gentlemen,
that's the one.
it's time to face
Oh, God, you're good.